Referrals can make or break your business. In this video, we find out how referral works and two major problems that can destroy your future referrals. Let's get into it. Hey, welcome to another episode of Passive Gains for Life, where we teach you the mindset, the skill set, and the tool set so you can get the assets earning you passive gains for life. It's Roger. We got Queenie today. Dave is at cheerleading practice for his daughter. See, I just had to let it marinate there. Yeah, so we are going to be doing this as a two-person team this morning. So what we are going to be looking at today is referrals. Now, we're going to examine how referrals work, and we're going to examine the two major problems that can destroy all future referrals. You need to understand this. Alex Hormozi breaks this down in his training, the $100 Million Leads book, and in his online training. So please do yourself a favor, go to the link below, click the link to get the training. It's completely free of charge. I am doing an overview on this based off of how I'm using this criteria and my behind the scenes work. And eventually you're going to be able to see it actually play out in fruition as we grow here on YouTube. Well, without further ado, let us get into the first part of this. All right. So number one, we start with the problem. Then we go on into the lead magnets and getting our leads. Next, we go with the core 4 method, understanding warm outreach, cold outreach, posting free content, and running paid ads. We are now in the section where we get lead getters. What is a lead getter? All right. Simply put, a lead getter is leverage. This is how Alex breaks it down. And what do you mean by leverage? Well, when you can do all of the work yourself, that's great, but you're limited to yourself, right? You can't be up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you could, I'm pretty sure you would, and you would probably have a business unlike the world has ever seen, is if you are able to do that, but you can't. So if you acquire a lead getter, which is a person who gets leads for you, then you double your efforts, or you can quadruple your efforts. You can 100 times your efforts. Right. And, it says, don't mistake leverage for speed. It says one person can only move so fast. A person moves 1,000 times ahead of you isn't moving 1,000 times faster. They can't. They're doing different stuff. So the future that feels so far away with leverage is closer than you think. And the big takeaway from that is this is one of the main reasons why I got into just doing an online business, why I got into creating content. Why? Because I saw the power of referrals. How? I was a referral. Well, I was a referral myself. I was a person who referred people to products. We often call those people affiliate marketers, but just a person who say, hey, I like this thing. You should try it too. We already do this for free. We do it for movies. We do it for TV shows. We do it for food. Man, you got to try this, eat this, right? We already do this thing. It's taking the power of a referral and bringing that into your endeavor or your business or whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. And to do that, you need to be able to have something good to show people. What you want to do, a referral starts with the lead getter, right? So only two people can let strangers know about the stuff you sell. It's you and other people. There are more of them than there are of you, right? Alex gives us like 4 scenarios here. So let's take a look at it. Scenario number 1, you're the lead getter. You do the core 4 all day, every day by yourself. You get enough leads to pay the bills, right? So this is you getting 100 leads. You get a lead getter. Now you have a person getting 100 leads for you. Adding to your 4, you now have 500 leads. Now, if you take a look at the multiple lead getters here, right, If you get a lot of lead getters, they are getting you more leads than you can ever do by yourself, and you're compounding the amount of leads that you are getting back to your business in the form of referrals. And these scenarios go on. So if we take a look at the lead getters in relation to the core four method, we got the core four: warm outreach, cold outreach, post free content, run paid ads. Now, lead getters are customers, affiliates, employees, agencies that tell other people about your stuff, right? So let's break this down. How does a referral work? Now that we understand what lead getters are, we need to understand how referrals work. And once we can understand how referrals work, we're going to be talking about the two major problems that you're going to need to avoid in order to not destroy your business from future referrals. All right. So referrals happens when somebody referrals. Excuse me, my referral got tripped up. A referral happens when a referrer sends an engaged lead to your business. Anyone can refer, but the best referrals come from your customers. Now, we know how this works, right? You go to a movie, you see a good movie, and you tell everybody you got to see this movie. And what happens is that movie never pays you. It never pays anybody but themselves. Right? But
Yeah.
you just did the referral work for free. So imagine being paid to refer somebody. I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but this is the magic of referrals. When you can actually benefit from referring or help other people benefit from referring your stuff.
So,
So,
quick
yeah, go ahead.
question. So, if I have, well, depending on the type of business you have, right?
Mhm.
You mentioned the different types of, I guess, um, what you call it, lead. Is it
Lead
lead?
lead getters.
Right. Because I
Yeah.
was going to say referrals, but I want to use the word you use. So, it, depending on the type of business you have, will depend
Mhm.
on which type of lead getter you use. So, which one should people focus more on? Is it affiliate? Is it a company? Like which one? And how do we go about doing that?
Perfect. Glad you asked that question. The one you should focus on the most is
Hmm.
your customers. And
Okay.
we're about to get into that right
Oh, okay,
now. No, no,
okay.
no. It's perfect question, perfect timing. Now, and I'm glad you asked that question the way you did, because if you if you're watching this video, right, and you're like, well, what is this talking about? Referrals, lead getters, customers. You're probably trying to gain customers to your business, right? And you may or may not have heard of referrals or lead getters in this manner. Well, if we'll look at it in the simple light as customers, and we'll just keep it on customers, because it could be agencies, or other companies, or other what do you call it, YouTubers, or affiliate. I mean, what do you call those people?
Who influencers? Like what? I don't know.
Influencers.
Oh,
I
okay.
could
I was like,
not. That
okay.
word was like just kind of hanging there, and I just could not reach it for some strange reason. You want to make sure that you have a good product, so that way, when you unleash this product onto the market, your customers will go, whoa, this is really good. I got to tell somebody about this. And then they tell somebody, and they tell somebody, and so on and so forth. Now, here's the first problem that most businesses run into when creating referrals. And this is
Mhm.
one, but the major problem that can make or break your referral process is not having a good product to begin with. I know that sounds simple, but it's often the simple things that trip us up the absolute most. So let me put this graphic up on the screen here. It's called the hamster wheel of death, right? So you have the business owner, could be you,
Mhm.
says, I need more leads. Well, you have people that come in, try your product, and they say it's trash. And then they badmouth you to the market. And then you get more people that come in eventually, and then they try it out and then they go, man, this is trash too, so they exit. So you get stuck in this hamster wheel of death by bringing in lots of people and losing lots of people, and you don't grow. And you often wonder, oh, people just silly, they don't like this stuff. It's basically, it boils down to your product. So if you have a product that's trash, people don't know it's trash,
Well,
right?
let me.
How what?
I wanted to say something. I didn't want
Oh,
it to
go ahead,
cut
go,
you.
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
And so, when you were saying that, I just remembered something. Also, and correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we are not attracting the right customers,
Mm-hmm.
and that could be like one of the major problem. Is because a lot of times we don't know how to properly market to our like to the right customers. And
Mm-hmm.
let's just say even Alex, I could not pronounce his last name right.
Just say
So
Alex
even
H.
yeah, Alex H with his Alex
Or
H. You
just
see,
Alex, yeah.
I'm just like really bad. So even with his $100 million lead, right?
Mm-hmm.
There will come people who probably would start and never finish.
Of
And they might
course.
say, this do it,
Mm-hmm.
because so did he okay. My husband just not coming
Yeah,
to
yeah.
sleep.
I figured as
So
much.
yeah. So people might say, oh well, I don't think this work.
Yeah.
You
It-
understand what I'm saying?
it's the case for a
So
lot of things,
it's a lot of time this can happen, especially when you're now starting off and you maybe have a good product, but you're just attracting the wrong customers.
So again, Queenie likes to fast forward our
Oh my
training here.
goodness.
But it's all good because see, Queenie stays one step ahead, sometimes three, right? But no, you're on the right track. It's not just a good product. You
Hmm.
also have to attract the right customer.
Hmm.
Alex did highlight that in his training, right? He was like, okay, look, after they acquired their people, they were saying, okay, look, we're going to test the people, find out what they did that made them like the product, find out what they
Hmm.
did that, you know, uh, he took a look at who was using the product and getting the best results, and he took a look at the people who were using the product and not getting the best results. And
Okay.
then he found out, okay, here's the criteria for you to get the best results, right?
Hmm.
So in
Hmm.
order to do that, he took a look at his customer base and he was like, all right, we found out that this customer has these three things that make them use this product in the best possible way, so
Right.
we can guarantee that if these things are a part of your if these three things are a part of your business, you're
Hmm.
definitely a qualifier, right? And
Right.
anybody else who does not meet this criteria, don't even market to them. Just say that you're not qualified for our product. So this way they can focus on getting the best customers in, and they're more prone to make better results because
And
go ahead.
I always continue.
No, it's all good.
And I've seen this in marketing style. Like they literally call out their customers at the beginning. They list
Mm-hmm.
the requirements. If you was this, then
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this is for you. And
Mm-hmm.
so you don't know. All right, I meet all of that. Let me see what this have to offer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've
And
seen that already. Yeah.
yes, and the end result of asking these things or looking for these criterias will create a better product in the long run, because when you get a bunch of people that don't know how to do anything and with your product, they're the wrong people who are using your product, whatever it may be, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the few customers that you do have, right, or the many customers that you do have, now you need to start parsing them out. You can't just acquire customers, be like, I got a customer, and never look into it. In order to grow and maintain, you have to figure out who's enjoying it, who's not enjoying it, how can it be made better. And then once you find these things out, you make your criteria so you can attract more like people who are right or are fit for your product, and then you can make the product better based off of the feedback of the people who are actually getting the most out of your product. So
Yeah.
that's the number one way to ensure that your business is going to grow, is by getting the best product. Now, he has like a list of 6 things that you can do, that 6 ways to get more referrals by giving more value. And I'm just going to read down the list. You got to go check out the training. I don't want to go super deep into it because, like I said, this stuff is very technical at times, and I don't want to like completely befuddle the whole thing. I'll read down the list of the 6 ways to get more referrals by giving more value. Number one, call outs. Sell better customers. Hello, we just spoke about that. Told you, Queenie skips ahead all the time. It's all good. Yeah. Number two, dream outcome. Set better expectations. I don't want to go too deep into this one, but I do want to say you want your customer to expect good things from you. So when you give them a call, or when they're onboarding onto your business, or if you're like selling a product, you want to go over and above and beyond. You want to make sure that they understand that they're going to get some good stuff out of this from you, right? Number three, you want to increase perceived likelihood of achievement. Get more people, better results. So this goes back to finding out who's using your product or your services and who's getting the most out of it, and then interviewing them and understanding how it could be done better, right? This is where your feedback comes in. Number four, you want to decrease time delay. You want to get faster results. So taking a look at what you provide or what your product is offering, you want to see what the competitors are saying and doing, and seeing if somebody's saying, hey, I can do this for you in 6 months, you'll get this in this amount of time. You want to see if you could reduce that time, right? So that way, when they see your product or service, they can be like, okay, if they price compare, yours is more valuable because you're doing it in less time. All right, number five, you want to decrease effort and sacrifice. Keep making your stuff better. Again, refinement. Interview the people who are using it, get your feedback, apply it back into your business. Always, always, always communicate. Understand. Here's the problems. Here's how I can make it better. The better you refine your product, the longer it's going to be out there, and the more money it's going to make you in the long run. In the long run, and the more people are going to refer it to you, refer it for you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Number six, call to action. Tell them what to buy next. So here's the thing that he highlighted. We all get that itch to want to buy something, right? And if you're investing in something, if you're doing something that you love and you want, and you want the people who come into your product or service, who interact with your business in any way, shape, or form, you want them to make their next purchase or their next major purchase with you. How do you do that? You let them know, hey, this is the new thing. This is what we're working on. This is what you can get. Here's a new product that we're developing just for you. And anticipating the fact that they want to buy something in the future, and having yourself in front of them, ready to be like, hey, here, exchange that value for your money. Why wouldn't they spend money with you? It's about getting ahead of the game, calling them to action, and letting them know, hey, I got something that you can definitely use. Now, we'll move into the second problem if you don't have any questions.
No, no, no.
All
No, you're good.
right. Now, the second problem is one of those, a duh problems, right? So, number one, if your product sucks, you don't get referrals, right? Now, number two, the problem that can the major problem that can stop you from getting referrals is you don't ask for them. Simple as that. And I don't know why it's mind blowing, these little simple things, right? You're like, have a good product, and then ask for referrals. That's all I got to do. Yes. That's all you got to do. But it's the simple things. Like I said, it's the simple things that trip us up. And when I'm looking at this, I'm like, oh, that's why nobody want to buy my stuff because they don't know about it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's why don't nobody want to, do this because X, because Y, because Z. It's as simple as saying, hey, do you know of somebody that can use this thing? They go, I think so. Then they tell their friends about it. Right. And one of the things that he was highlighting in the training was that he had one guy, he had a guy that was like doubling up his sales. Like his sales was going through the roof. And they're like, man, what is this guy doing? Right. And then he was selling an event. So what he would do is sell the event, and at the moment of selling, he would ask the customer who just purchased the event. He's like, hey, do you know anybody that would know anybody else that would like to go? And they go, yeah. Boom. That's how he was making so many sales. His sales was going through the roof because he was just saying at the point of sale, he asked for a referral. He asked to see if anybody else wanted to go with him. And another thing that can Alex highlighted in training too is when he asked about products. Like, let's say you had like a coaching program, right, or some sort of event thing where it's like, hey, you're bringing people to learn about a subject. You can get more people by saying, hey, you don't have to do this by yourself. You can actually refer a friend that can do this with you so your success results can grow. Uh, sure. Because a lot of people don't want to do stuff by themselves,
Yeah.
especially when if it's something new or
Mm-hmm.
scary. They're like, man, nah, I need somebody with me to hold my hand so we can fail together. But yeah, doing these simple things can definitely increase your referrals. So I want to recap this real quick and then we're going to wrap this video up. So, number one, you want to focus on having a good product. If that's the biggest takeaway you can get from this video, that's what I got from this training. Biggest takeaway: refine the heck out of your product. Make it as good as you can get it. Now, if you don't have a customer base and you're making a brand new product, fear not. We're going to be covering the offers book here pretty soon because I'm in that phase of developing a product right now that hopefully a lot of people would enjoy. And I've been in that spot for a minute and it's about to be coming out here pretty soon. So if you're in that phase where you don't have customers, you want to make sure that you get enough information from people that are trying your product out for free. That's the best way to do it, right? Don't try to sell your product out the gate because if it's trash, other people will tell other people it's trash and you never start before you go.
Yeah.
So let that be a lesson. Try to let people try it out for free. That way you can iron out all the kinks at the beginning. So that way you're not pushing trash to the market and people are telling on you. So refine your product the best way you possibly can. Make it good. After you've developed your product to the point where you're ready to drop it on the market and it's good enough for people to use, then you want to focus on the customer's experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want to make sure that they know that they're getting the deal, right? You want to make sure that they understand that when they use this product, they're going to get the desired results in record time, and you're here to walk them through that process. You want to make them feel like they know that they made the right choice because often most people don't feel that way. They buy something and then 2 or 3 days go by, there's no communication with the person who sold the product to them, or there's no communication on the end where they feel like I got this thing that I just spent money on and now I'm having buyer's remorse because I don't even know how to do it. You want to make sure that they don't feel alone. So after that, you provide them with a very good customer experience, they're going to tell other people. And when they tell other people, you want to make sure that you don't wait on them to tell other people. You want to make sure that when they get this good experience, ask them, hey, you have anybody else that you think you that would like this? Do you know of anybody else that would like this? Right. So create a good product, create great customer service and a great customer experience, and then ask them to refer your product. Because if you don't ask, they will never, you will never know what money you're leaving on the table.
Yep.
So it's all about making sure that the customer and or the people interacting with your product are having the best experience and they're willing to tell other people about it. Now he gets into creating affiliates as well, like paying people for promoting your product, but I'm going to encourage you to watch the training on that part because it's a little bit more technical and I'm not in that space yet. Just transparency, I'm not in that realm yet where I'm paying other people to refer my product.
Yeah, but like this is a process.
It's a
That part is a
process.
process, but it's not as, I would say it's not as complicated as it sounds, because they do have platforms out there
Mm,
that you can put your course on
mm,
and you can get affiliates.
mm-hmm,
Like the way how they set up their platform is easy to get affiliates. So affiliates to promote your product.
mm-hmm.
But it is a process. So if that's something you want to go into, go ahead and watch the training for real.
Yes, definitely. Well, with that, we're gonna go ahead and end it. Roger, go ahead and cue that music. Bop. All right. Thank you for joining us. I want to ask you to please hit that like button if you enjoyed this. Make sure you subscribe. Next week, we're going to be getting into the last two parts of the training here on the $100 million leads. And we're going to be rolling into doing some more stuff on the channel soon. So I thank you again, and we'll see you next time.